Ventures Chairman Kevin O'Leary. I sort of agree with you in this sense. If the Federal Reserve cuts interest rates when asset prices across the board, stocks, risky assets, stocks, crypto, you name it, are at or near all-time highs, the Fed is just going to juice those assets even more. And what message does that send, Kevin?
It's not a good look. The Fed's in a very difficult situation. First of all, Powell, the outgoing, as you pointed out correctly, Fed chair, is very frisky when he knows he's going out. He doesn't have to worry about much because he's at the end. He's in the ninth inning of his tenure. So he's not going to do anything he doesn't think the right thing. And he also has a board he has to contend with other governors. The problem is, with the exception of California, which is a economic disaster, they have unemployment of 5.5%. And that's because of bad policy and lack of executional skills at both the state and municipal level. And they've got to fix themselves. They're broken. Everybody knows that. And they're losing jobs like crazy. But forget about that wasteland for a second. The rest of the country is on fire, literally. It's doing incredibly well. And policy is accommodative, even at this rate. And we've got almost full employment. And as you said, if you drop the Fed rates, you're going to spike these asset classes, including the risky ones, even higher. For what purpose? What are we trying to fix right now? So if I'm Powell, I'm saying, wait a second, all cylinders are firing. We don't have a problem here. Now, if there's going to be a cut at all, max, it's 25 basis points. But I am not investing on that basis. I think you may get a surprise. And he'll just say, look, the data's coming in hot. We're not cutting. And I know I'm getting whacked, so I'm not worried about it. Deal with it. And, Fed.
Yeah, I wanted to jump in here. So it took so long, I wanted to let him at least finish his thought out. But I think we got the bulk of what he was trying to say. And I think for the most part, he's right. The Fed is in a really tricky spot, and I said this a couple days ago, that they're kind of in this game of pickle, to where if you ever play pickle, you have, one player with the ball, the other player with the ball, and then you have the person, they have one on, let's just say second base, one on third base, two players there, and then you have the person trying to get home, and you're, running, throwing it back towards each other, trying to get this guy or whoever out. Well, that's essentially kind of what the Fed is fighting. On one hand, rates, it's time to start lowering based on what we see with the jobs report and the revisions that they had to make with all the corrections that they made just off bad data. On the flip side of that, what happens when you lower rates, and particularly in the real estate market, which is what they're kind of referring to in some regard, because a lot of people have to refinance debt, all that type of stuff. Anyway, when you lower interest rates, home prices will go up. So now you have this weird thing happening here, and between like, they're in a rock and a hard place, but I believe that they're going to have to lower rates just from the data. It's part of their mandate is to secure employment, right? And right now, based on the jobs number, that is enough to justify a rate cut. And quite frankly, they're behind. So, interesting times. Here's what I'll say. If you are looking to buy a home right now in this market, like I said before, once the news starts talking about it's a good time to buy, it's probably a bad time to buy. So what I've been saying for the last several months, if you are in the position to buy and you're looking to buy an investment property or whatever, the time is now. Because once those interest rates go up or down, once they cut, it's going to take some time to work its way through the system. I think 6 months to a year. So it's not going to be instant. Because people, they almost talk about it as if it's going to be instant, which is driving me nuts sometimes, because it's like, it's not instant. And Jerome Powell does not have a magic wand. He can't just, lower it on his own accord. He actually has to vote on it. He's one vote out of 12. The FOMC has to vote to lower, Anyway, so if you're looking to buy a home, you're in position, now's your time. You got a window. You got to get it done because now sellers are willing to negotiate with you and they're willing to give you the best price for that home. Now, when he starts cutting and we get to a good rate, now it's going to be very competitive. Now asset prices are going to go through the roof because you have a lot of people who will be looking to do some type of refinancing or HELOCs and such. Because a lot of people got in at a good time and they have a lot of equity sitting on the sidelines and they're looking to tap into that equity and deploy it. And when that happens, asset prices are going to go through the roof. I would say that's a time you want to be very judicious in your purchasing because you don't want to overpay for a house. And people, for whatever reason, they tend to get in this, whatever the news says, that's what they do. And it's time and time again. I've seen it after cycle after cycle. And as soon as the news says it's a great time to buy, the market just floods. As soon as they say recession coming, the market rescinds. Don't follow the news. Follow your market. Know your numbers. When you're making that purchase, the biggest purchase of your life, you want to be educated because this thing is going to stick with you for a long time. So it has to pencil out. If it doesn't pencil out, don't do it. Now, let me speak to the people who own real estate, such as myself. You have an investment property or whatever. Maybe you have a couple of them. When interest rates go down, if you have equity, might be time to lever up. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a real estate agent. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a guy talking on YouTube, talking about what I would do and what I'm going to do. My plan is when interest rates get to a nice where I work for me, I have my number already. I'm going for it. And when you talk about equity is monopoly money. It's here today, gone tomorrow. So when the time is right, and if it's there, you need to execute. You need to go ahead and grab it, and don't just grab it and do something silly like go on a vacation or, you blow it on a new car or something like that. Don't do that. If we've learned anything, reinvest the money. Take the equity, go purchase you another asset, whatever it is you like. Does not matter. You want to start a business, make sure it's a profitable one. Make sure it's one that is a demand. You want to go invest in the stock market, just be wise about it. Talk to the professionals. If you want to go buy a piece of real estate, which is what I would recommend, because that's what I like to do, go do that. Buy something that's going to pay you every single time and make money when you're sleeping. But if they lower interest rates, look out because these prices are going to go up on these houses and people are going to be getting in at the wrong time. Now, if you're a savvy investor and you know how to negotiate, it's always a good time. But again, right now we're in an environment where you can get your don't pay list price. All right, let's finish this video and get you guys out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Fed bashing, I actually enjoy it. It's very entertaining. I love Fed bashing. It's part of what the president has to do every administration. I love it. It's fun.
Yeah.
But the Fed doesn't give a poo-poo. They don't give a poo-poo.
Larry Kudlow will look at me and go, no name calling. I'm like, oh, I got a bucket of names right here. I'm a fish tosser.
All right, Kevin, I want to shift gears just a little bit because AI is here, artificial intelligence. But the AFL-CIO, other labor groups, they're trying to mobilize to fight AI in the workforce. How do you see this playing out?
They're not going to win that one. Not long term. In every single sector of the economy, what was considered 24 months ago to be hype, AI is proving itself to be a very, very effective, productive tool. I don't care what sector you look at. All 11 sectors, including real estate, every sector, even the entertainment sector, It is powerful. It is working, is advancing, and it's going to change life for a lot of people in a.
Look, folks, been saying this one too, not just me, a lot of people. If you don't see this train coming, it's on you. But AI is coming, and or I shouldn't say it's coming. It is here, and it is pretty incredible what it's been able to do. And we are feels like we're running right to our demise, and willfully. I mean, everybody's using AI. I use AI, and some of the stuff it helps you do, and just I mean, listen, you got to get those assets now, start paying off that debt, live on below your means, drive old cars until they blow up. Um, because once this AI thing comes, I think it's going to be harder to find jobs. I think a lot of these jobs are going to be just automated. So, now's the time to get a second job. Work, have your main 9 to 5 and get you a part-time gig. And I'm not talking this, delivery and stuff. I mean, that's great too if you want to do that. But I would say leverage your skills and abilities that you already know, and find where you can add value somewhere and do that part-time. And if you can do remote, even better. But now it's the time to get you 2 jobs just because, this is the time to get after it. And who knows what it's going to look like in the next 2 years, even. I was saying 5, but man, the stuff that this chat GPT is doing and the what I'm seeing, I don't know. But anyways, to get you guys out of here, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share. And we'll see you guys in the next one. I appreciate you guys. Hey, leave some stuff in the comments. All right.